Greetings once again. This is Dr. Bill Bailey, and this is the Handheld Hack. The Handheld Hack is the video, netcast, and blog of all things handheld, like my Droid phone here. Handheld stuff. It's in your hand, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, we have stuff going on this week to share, a few things anyway. The Neo Geo X handheld is a gaming system that is out, and it is fairly new. It was released by a company called Tommo, T-O-M-M-O, and it has already been hacked. Now, hacked is a little strong a word. It's really just there's specialized ROMs that you can run on it that allow it to run games that aren't exactly part of their system. So, the article says, where portable gaming systems are concerned, this has to be some sort of record. Tommo just released the Neo Geo X handheld and has found itself in the hands of its first customers in this past week. But already people have figured out how to run custom ROMs on the device. To call it a hack is a little generous. However, the process involves a little more than cracking the device open and getting access to the internal SD card. Not a big deal. But that's not what they intended you to do. So, with the internal SD card plugged into your PC, you can simply copy over your custom ROMs in order to play them on the device. But there are a couple of important caveats. At the moment, the device requires certain details to align in order for a game to run, such as the game name and its size. Thus, in order to play a non-shipping game on the device, it needs to be renamed to a game that already exists. Tricky. And weigh no more in byte size. In the end, you might be entering the metal slug icon on the device, but you'll see a different game entirely. That's confusing. Unfortunately, while the device does support an external SD slot, it can't be used at the current time to run these games. That's where the real hacks will need to come in, the custom system ROMs. In addition, it appears that there are two different versions of the console, where one has a sealed-in memory card, while others do not. It could be that Tommo at the last minute decided to try something to keep the hardware hackers at bay, but as we all know too well, that's naive at best. Yes. Because us handheld hackers will get in there and monkey around anyway. Just saying. So, on a side note, the fact that Tommo implemented almost no copy protection on the device is pretty interesting. It could be that the company deep down hoped that people would find other uses for the device, because in the end, it'd sell more units, which is true. See, to me, that's the thing about open source. If you just go ahead and make it open source, like the Ouya console that's coming out, then you're going to have a whole bunch of people writing software for it and hacking it and doing all kinds of things. So, come on, folks. I mean, just go ahead and quit with this proprietary stuff and let us hack, because it's fun. Anyway, of course, the sealed-in SD card somewhat negates that idea that they did this on purpose, but that might have been done for legal reasons. Either way, the Neo Geo X is a pretty sweet-looking handset, or handheld, and if people out there can enable even more to be done with it, I raise my glass to them. Yes. Neat little article here. So, check that out. Also, we have an article here that was reposted from the drbill.tv site, drbill.tv, and that is that open source Ubuntu is coming to smartphones. Now, I mentioned my Droid X. Imagine, if you will, that you could run, instead of Android running on here, you could run Ubuntu. Now, the thing about it is, I'm not, as I said on the Dr. Bill show, I'm not that impressed with the idea of running Ubuntu on a phone. I mean, the new Unity interface is supposed to be more touch-like, you know, kind of getting ready for that whole thing, but they're not designing it to where you have like tiles and like on the Windows Phone or lots of handheld style interface. It's just going to basically be Ubuntu on a phone. So I don't know if that's a good thing or not. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just, it's just been announced. I haven't seen it. So the jury's out, I guess, maybe is the best way to put it. Yeah, maybe it'll be good. We'll try. See. I'm sure that there will be people hacking that and doing all kinds of interesting things. Of course, it's open source. That's the cool thing. You can go in and do what you want to with it. Now, here's the thing about the handheld hack. Both the blog, I'm pointing to my computer here, and the netcast that you're watching now, I need information. I need items to list and talk about and do things with, and that's where you come in. I need you to send me stuff. Okay? So send me stuff. I'm just saying, I go through and I search and I try to find interesting information on handheld devices. And there's going to be a lot of announcements coming out from CES. And by the way, we're going to be covering CES. If you go to the Dr. Bill site, drbill.tv, you'll be able to watch live coverage of CES all next week. So there's going to be a lot of handheld announcements there, and we'll talk about that here on the Handheld Hack. But man, if it weren't for CES, we probably wouldn't have anything. So send me information. Tell me about your hacks. Tell me what you're up to. I want to know. Okay? So anyway, until next time, remember, you're only as good as your last hack.